Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mackenzie. I am a wife and a stay-at-home homeschooling mom to 4 kids. And today I'm going to give you all of my tips and tricks for planning. I know a lot of you are planning for this upcoming school year and it's getting close and it's getting super exciting. Take some notes on these tips because after homeschooling for 4 years, I have learned a thing or two about how to plan my homeschooling, and I feel like these tips might help you if you feel like you need some help in the planning homeschool department. Tip number 1 is to use Trello. I have been using Trello for probably a year and a half now, and it has made scheduling and planning homeschool so much easier. It's really nice because on the Trello website, you can create different cards for different subjects. We use a card for morning time, and on there, I will make a checklist of things that we do in the morning. And it's nice because I could also put links to songs on YouTube on there or videos on YouTube that I feel like we want to watch or do that morning for our morning time, and I'll just put those links right in my computer so that I don't have to scramble for those links or click from tab to tab to find those links. I just have them right there in my checklist, and I can just put what's next on my list with the link, and I can click that and it'll take me right there. That has been really useful. But I have a card on Trello for my morning time, for history, for math, for language arts, and I will just line them up in the order that we go through those subjects in the day, and then I click on that card and then just check off our activities for that topic as we go through them. And it has really helped me organize, and it's really nice to move things around in the schedule. It has been a lifesaver. Tip number 2 is to use block scheduling. And I feel like I've heard this quite a bit in the homeschool community, but if you don't know what block scheduling is, it's really useful because as homeschooling moms, we tend to overschedule and try to fit everything in. Realistically, we can't get all of those things in one day, right? And then we feel guilty because we didn't accomplish all the things that we wanted to accomplish in our homeschool day. But block scheduling is really nice because you can just list all of the things that you want to cover: history, science, all the electives. Those extracurricular things we will list out, like nature study, art, and music, just all those extra things, poetry tea time, and we'll list it. And sometimes we have more than 5 things that we want to get done in a week. What we will do is we will go through the list. If we have time to do 2 or 3 of those things on the list, then great, we can do those things. Or if we have time to do one thing, we can just do that one thing, and then the next day we'll move on to the next thing on the list. And so instead of saying, okay, on this day we do, science, and then the next week maybe everybody's sick that day on your science day, so are you going to skip science? No, you just get to do it the next day. So everything that is in the list just goes in order, and you will just continue to go through the loop of the block schedule. I do see a huge benefit for if you are wanting to fit extra things in your homeschool and not feeling like you are behind because someone was sick on a certain day. Okay, my next tip is probably gonna make some people not very happy because I see a lot of people in the homeschool world planning the whole year at the beginning of the year. And to me, I can't even fathom that. I am so spur of the moment and sporadic. So to me, getting me to plan a full week in advance, that's really good for me. I'm planning ahead. I think that it happens quite a bit where you really are passionate about certain projects, but then 2 months down the road, you're not passionate about those projects anymore and they're not as fun as you thought. Or maybe you're just not in the mood to do that, when you planned, you were in the mood to do that. I think it's really nice to plan week by week, and that's what we do. We will do a rough schedule where I know I'm gonna get through the math book in the year, or I want to accomplish this writing program before the year's over. But I am not going to say, we are going to do this read aloud for this 2-week period in March, and then after that we're going to do this writing project that correlates to the history that we're going to complete in February, And that just, I know that when I get there, maybe I'll be burnt out in February and I'm not gonna feel like doing this huge writing project that had to do with history during that time. So I just think it's important to maybe not plan the whole year in advance when planning takes hours upon hours, and it might just be hours upon hours of wasted time if you have to go back and scratch a bunch of plans. But hey, there might be some of you that are just on the ball and can plan a year and it works just great. And if it does, stick to it. But my last tip for you today is to plan wiggle room into your homeschool. There are gonna be days where people are sick, where you are burnt out and you need a break. You might have dentist appointments, doctor's appointments. You might wanna just take a vacation with your family. And so I think it's really important to remember that as you're planning. I will specifically pick curriculum that does not have 180 lessons to accomplish in the school year, because then I feel pressured to get all of those lessons done before the end of the school year. And I like wiggle room. I like to be able to know that, okay, these are the things that my kids need to learn by the end of the year. Probably won't take 180 lessons to learn those things. So I specifically pick curriculum that will allow our family to have wiggle room. We also will only homeschool 4 days a week so that we have a day that we can get errands done, or so that we can just take a break and kind of recoup. Something that I am super excited about trying this year. We'll see how long this lasts, because I have a lot of grand ideas with homeschooling and sometimes it lasts a month and then we change, but we'll see. I have really wanted to try 6 weeks of homeschool and 1 week off, and then repeating 6 weeks of homeschool, 1 week off all year round. I have noticed this summer we took quite a bit of a break from our homeschooling, which we don't usually do in the summertime. We will do year round, but this summer we needed a break. And so we took a break from homeschooling this summer, and I feel like they just thrive on routine and scheduling. And I feel like homeschooling just gives us that structure that we need. And it's really just a lifestyle. You guys know that being homeschoolers, it becomes the way you live your life. And so in summertime, when we just stop living the way that we have been living, it's kind of hard on our routine. And I see it in my kids. They need that routine and that structure. We are going to do 6 weeks on, 1 week off, all through the whole year. And I am excited to try that and see how it goes. We are going to do 2 weeks off during Christmas break. If you liked this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.